What's up, guys? Avilo here with another video for you. This video is going to be a little bit discussing the tournament scene. Has a little bit to do with the viewership of StarCraft 2 and actually very much to do with it, I think. So guys, I did not manage to see the Redbull Tournament today because I was coaching tennis during the day. But I got home and I read about it, and I saw a lot of posts about it. I saw a lot of posts about, you know, the format of the tournament, and then I read the format of the tournament, which, if I read here, Battlegrounds North America, the format, something bold, something new, something idiotic, I think, is what they should have added there to the end of that tagline, because so first of all, before we go into it, let me describe because, you know, at first glance, second glance, you can have many different opinions about this. Everybody's gonna have a different opinion about it, but I think, as you guys know, I'm gonna get down to the crux of the matter here, and have a pretty, you know, just let me. If you don't know the format of this tournament, let me describe the format. I'll basically just read it off here, and so the rule of 3. At 11 a.m. Players, in order of their post-qualifier seeding, will be able to issue a challenge to a competitor for a best-of-3 series, which they must accept. At the end result of each series, the loser will lose 1 of 3 lives that they start the tournament with and be eliminated from the field once their lives are depleted. And then, in a case where a player issues the knockout blow to their opposition, the victor will then be able to choose which competitor issues the next challenge. And then they mention, like, in terms of collusion or safeguards, when it comes to ganging up on one finalist or another, there are none. Alliances will be forged, friendships will be tested, and trust is just a 5-letter word. In a contest where nothing is certain, will virtue lead to victory, or with a ruthless rule? Wow, such alliteration there. And then they go on to say that at the end of each day of play, a $3,000 prize pot will be divvied up among the survivors. I'm just gonna say survivors because I think you guys sort of understand where I'm about to go with this. As the player pool dwindles, so too will the warm smiles and good-natured ribbings. Taking their place, poker faces and greetings. $3,000 split among 5 or 6 or less isn't a terrible payday. But by day 3 on the island, I added the on the island part, the lion's share will become the whole share, which the winner will take home along with all their all-expense-paid trip to the grand finals in September. All this, though, only after having stared down the prospect of elimination daily, possibly more than once, and playing their heart out against 5 of the best talents that North America has to offer. Will heart be enough, or will they be forced to play into a game of politics, of loyalties and trade-offs? Sometimes being the best isn't enough. Alright, so immediately I'm face-palming because of that. I mean, even the last line sort of goes into what I'm gonna say. Sometimes being the best isn't enough. Isn't that what fucking tournaments are about? Who the best motherfucking player is? That's gonna win all the money because they are the best? That's what a competitive tournament is, about being the best. So, first of all, yes, it is about being the best. It's about, god damn it. Second of all, guys, as you just realized, as I was reading off the rules and the nice words we have here in the in the format of the tournament, what you guys may have noticed is this sounds a lot like a fucking reality TV show, doesn't it? Where, like, so basically all the players in the tournament get to issue a challenge to another player, and they're allowed to, you know, gang up and make alliances or whatever, and like all pick one player to challenge, which is actually what happened yesterday. All the players basically picked who they thought was the weakest player to challenge, and they did that. But you know, none of that fucking matters because that's not even the point is, guys, you know, I'm gonna get down to the matter at hand. StarCraft 2 viewership is what this is about. The fact that one of the premier tournaments, or a tournament that's supposed to be a premier tournament, is having to use a fucking gimmick to try and get more viewership doesn't really bode well for, I mean, let's face it, tournaments have been getting less and less and less and less viewers. So while let me be a devil's advocate here. It's, you know, what viewership is going down. I think, I'm not saying this to be negative. It's just how it is right now because of the gameplay. And so what I think these guys wanted to do was try and bring something fresh, different format, bring something fresh that people could get excited about. I'm sure they wanted something different and new that people could maybe get excited about, and that would bring in more viewership, obviously. But at the end of the day here, what they're doing is they just basically carbon copied like the reality TV show formula, where it's, a bunch of people in a fucking house, and then they do some challenges or something, and at the end of the day, they vote who they're gonna vote off the island. Of course, this isn't that bad, because they all have to play whoever they challenge to try and eliminate them. But it's a gimmick. It's a fucking gimmick. This is StarCraft 2. This is an esport. It's not reality television, and it shouldn't be reality television. Shouldn't be anywhere close to that, or even be able to make comparisons to that. Like, this is almost like fucking, like, let's just say, like, tennis is an example, like Wimbledon. They're just gonna change the entire format of. Let's say tennis viewership was starting to go down. They're going to change the format of Wimbledon and make it so, like, okay, players are going to issue challenges and then be able to knock out people that way. Sometimes the best isn't enough. Well, what the fuck? What? I watch a tournament because I want to see the best players winning. Like, if they're the best, then they'll win and they'll do good. I don't want to watch reality TV. I can go watch the fucking Kardashians or like Survivor or Big Brother, or like whatever, all these fucking reality TV shows if I want to. I want to watch an esports, not reality TV sports, which is much different, I don't want to watch. This is almost like that show WCG, The Ultimate Gamer, in a way, like the way they're sort of doing this, they're not really comparable, but you get the gist of it. Like, it's a fucking gimmick. It's a gimmick. They're trying to bring in some extra viewership or do something, anything to fucking I don't know if that's how you do CPR, guys, but they're trying to basically resuscitate this dead game through doing something way different in a tournament format that really is not, in my personal opinion, is not worthy of a fucking esport to do something like that. Just my opinion, I think the best of the best should win the money, and it shouldn't be like, but so yeah, I said why they're doing it. Of course, they want to try and bring in more viewership from try and resuscitate this dead game, guys. But the bottom line is, the fact that a big name tournament has to resort to a fucking gimmick like this for StarCraft 2, that sort of just speaks for itself. I think on where StarCraft 2 sort of stands right now in terms of viewership. Like, why? Like I got home after I was done coaching, and I saw this. I'm like why? Like, why don't they just do a normal tournament? And of course the answer is because the viewership of StarCraft 2, unfortunately, is not where it should be currently, because the actual gameplay of the game is a little bit fucked up. Yes, Tasia won the last DreamHack 17-0, but that doesn't really change people's feelings about Protoss being OP as fuck, or Swarmhost design being making games take an hour longer than they should. Stuff like that. It boils down to the gameplay is what has happened to the viewership. Just like Broodlord Infestor fucking obliterated StarCraft 2 viewership, and I don't think there's anybody that can really argue these points. Broodlord Infestor, when that became like the only thing you could do, and it was all Zergs winning, that became like the dominant thing. It fucking obliterated the viewership of what should have, we should be having like 160,000 viewers per tournament, but instead, now we're down in like the 50,000s, and it's not looking too well at the moment until Legacy of the Void comes out, perhaps, until the next game, the next expansion comes out, that'll hopefully, that's like, it's a brand new life. It's a brand new life on StarCraft 2 in terms of potential possibilities getting back up there in terms of viewership. But yeah, I don't know. Like, what do you guys think about this? Please leave comments. If you think this is if you think this is good, if you think this is bad, you know, form your own opinion. I'll even, you know, I would say just go to the Red Bull Battlegrounds website and check out the format yourself and read over it a little bit, and tell me what you think in the comments below in the video and on my website, because yeah, me personally, I don't really like this. I mean, it's like I said, there's, you know, there's two sides. On one hand, sure, it's something different. It's an interesting concept, and you know, yeah, maybe potentially they'll get some more viewers that they wouldn't normally have. But I don't think it's the thing is, I don't think it's good. I don't think it's good that a tournament went this direction. Is like the overarching thing here. Like, sure, it could be good for this tournament, perhaps. But even then, I don't think it's good that, you know, they had to resort to this gimmick to try and get viewership back up, which I don't know how much it's gonna help really. Like, when I did tune into the stream, I saw like 11,000 people on. Just when I happened to tune in for like a tiny bit, or when I saw the stream on, I didn't really get to watch it, but I saw, you know, 11K people. I'm not sure if that's because I got on too early, not at like the prime time, maybe like midway during the tournament or not. So, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think this is good, guys. I don't think it's a good. This is certainly not a good indicator if this is what our tournaments are going to start being, turn into like reality TV and stuff like that. You know, like I said, even I'm a little bit divided. Like, on one hand, I guess it's sort of cool, sort of. On the other hand, you know, like I said, I personally don't like it. I think it would be more understandable for somebody like me that wants to see like StarCraft 2 be the #1 esport and have like a bajillion viewers, just like I think a lot of you guys that watch StarCraft 2 want it to. I think I would be more okay with this if StarCraft 2 already had like, let's say StarCraft 2 had like 150,000, 160,000 viewers for each tournament, including this current one, and then they did this format to spice things up in that case, like, you know. But in this case, the situation is entirely different. The context of the situation, you know, it's sort of like StarCraft 2 is a sinking ship, and they're just trying to do some crazy shit to boost viewers and get viewers back up. Like I guess that's sort of the way I feel. Like, you know, if we already were there, then I think we would have the luxury to do something like this as a scene. But as it is right now, it feels really gimmicky. That I think that's what I'm trying to say. Because of the current status of like overall StarCraft 2 viewership, it feels gimmicky in that respect. You know, like I just said, if we already had that huge fucking core viewership that we had ages ago, then I think I would feel a lot different, and it wouldn't feel so gimmicky. It would actually feel more exactly as they're trying to do, like something interesting. Or you know, something like that. But right now, from what it looks, it just feels gimmicky to me. And like I said, you know, you guys, please leave your opinions in the comments below on the YouTube or whatever, or tweet at me. Thank you guys for watching the video. I just thought I would get out my own little thoughts about this, and yeah, I'll leave the video with you guys. You know, tune into the tournament. I don't mind pushing people to watch. Because there are some turns in it, you know, so I think there's some turns in it, right? I hope. Like I said, I didn't really check the brackets, but, you know, I would say, sure, give them some viewership, guys, because StarCraft 2 surely needs it. I'm not trying to be a naysayer. I'm just trying to analyze this and, you know, form you know, my thoughts on it. So yeah, leave comments. See you guys later.